All right, guys, we got a sense of urgency now. Okay, so I'm calling on everybody that is on pro tiny houses on wheels, alternative affordable housing for our kids. This Monday, which is tomorrow, 5:30 Upper Lodge. All the work that we've done together with upgrading the tiny house movement and the ordinance that's already the strongest in California. We have about 10 or 20 more upgrades to do with the power team that we did. And tomorrow, 5:30, Upper Lodge, we need all of you. We're going to take a vote as a council to upgrade it. And I already know that city manager and all the council is already with us. So it's not something that we need to convince them hardcore. It's just something that we need to protect them. Okay, every time we call on people to come over and 10, 20, 30 of us show up and we give a 3-minute testimonial at general comments and they write it down with their secretary and they record it on YouTube Live, it is lawsuit prevention. That's the reason we come. Because if the city council made a choice and there was no people inside of there to back up their choice, then some random weirdo somewhere that doesn't like change will threaten through an email that they're going to sue them. And if nobody's inside the stands testifying to back up the city councils in all cities, not ours, but in all cities, tend to tuck tail and run because lawsuit prevention and the backing of the people is not there. So they just say, nah, we're not going to change. And so when you learn this art of how to push first and second reading and planning and all that stuff going through each city, this is right now the time. Okay, so there's not all the time that I come over here and I start yelling at all you guys. But this Monday, tomorrow, 5:30, Upper Lodge, Mount Shasta, we literally need all of you. Okay, now this is for the tiny house, new updated version, which me and Araya will make a video later on today talking about each little version of it, of all the little points of why it's so cool that we're updating it. But when this passes tomorrow and 30 days later there's a second reading and we pass it then, it literally becomes top 3 strongest tiny house ordinance in all 50 states. It literally opens the door for every baby boomer to come down and have a sustainable, awesome living for the last decade or two that they're on the planet, which are good millions, gajillions of them in all of the US, let alone Siskiyou County. It is the only affordable option that we have in Siskiyou County and all counties, because the biggest 400 square foot with all the accessories and all the stainless steel appliances and all that stuff that is permitted and legal in Mount Shasta, the only place in all of Siskiyou that's legal, is still less than $100,000. And our friends that manufacture it down south in Redding, Cottonwood area, Forever Tiny Homes, you can get a 15-year note. We have donated land. We have more donated lands coming. We have lots of conversations here in Mount Shasta for future lands. So if donated land is in, if a 15-year note equals a $100,000 400 square foot or $50,000 for 200 square foot, whatever, on a 15-year note, and the next, we'll tell you about the next push, but we're going to have some next push about water septic hookups. Instead of it costing 10, 20, 30 grand to put in, we're going to work with the city on some type of hookup. Hook us up. You want to hook up the water septic hookups? Well, my people do not need to buy a tiny house and buy the land and put down 10, 20, 30 grand just for water septic hookups. So we're going to negotiate a way to help with the water septic hookups so that our kids can have a tiny house and the land and the water septic hookups in their near future. Another thing we're working on with the city is to cut up the 9 parcels. Everyone knows that not everyone knows, but Mount Shasta is why it's the strongest in California is because it's only one. You can have up to 9 tiny houses on one parcel. Up to. You don't need to, but you can have up to. And there is no place in California that you can do that. So everybody that wanted intergenerational housing, or if you have a huge family, or if you have elders that's downsizing into assisted living home, or if you have a healthcare health reasons place healthcare providers. If you have emergency services, fire department, police department, village. If you have a Green Thumb village for growing your own food, permaculture. If you have single moms with kids that's in straight up survival mode and they're just putting themselves in risky situations because they need to take care of their kids. There's so many situations. There's a hospice. There's already nurses that want to create a hospice center so that the last 10 years of our elders will be right here in Mount Shasta. How awesome is that? There's already doulas that's talking about setting up a birthing centers with 9 of those things so that the golden elevator to Mount Shasta can come down and be birthed here in Mount Shasta. How awesome is that? That is golden age status. That is why this is so important. So this is a call of a sense of urgency, okay? I don't make this call very often, but today's the day. Spread the word. Take this video, share it, and share it, and share it. On Monday, we need 50 people there to help the council prevent lawsuit. If we can record 10, 20, 30, 40 people with their testimonials on the official record and we can YouTube it live, then if there is, and the council's already with us, they just need protection. And that's why we, the people, come in and we navigate and we help government govern. And so if you guys know what me and Araya stand for, now is the time to act, to be real, okay? So Monday, we start the first reading, 5:30 Upper Lodge, Mount Shasta City Park. It affects the whole United States. It affects all of Siskiyou County. And my promise to you is that when we pass this tomorrow night and 30 days from now, we pass it for the second reading and we are officially the strongest tiny house in the nation, I will take that ordinance to the city of Weed, to the city of Dunsmuir, to Lake Shastina HOA, to the city of Wairika, and I'll plow down every door of every city until it compounds into the county, one city at a time, and then I'm gonna bulldoze over the county and make it so. And now our generations can have a golden age forever. I will see you tomorrow night, 5:30. Do not miss it. Love ya. Happy Sunday. Aloha.